welcome to our channel. Tonight we're diving deep into the heart of global instability, examining the top 10 political tensions and conflicts shaping our world in 2025. These are human stories of loss, displacement, and survival. We'll explore the historical roots, key players, and devastating impacts of these conflicts. Stay with us as we shine a light on these critical issues and explore what's at stake for all of us. For almost a year, the world has watched Russia's war on Ukraine with horror. What began as a lightning invasion has become a brutal war of attrition, with cities in ruins and millions displaced. Despite international condemnation and sanctions, Putin shows no signs of backing down. This conflict isn't just about Ukraine, it's about the future of Europe and the threat of nuclear escalation. The Israel-Palestine conflict is a cycle of violence and mistrust passed down through generations. Palestinians seek an independent state in the West Bank and Gaza, occupied by Israel since 1967. Violent clashes, rocket attacks, and retaliatory airstrikes continue, with no clear path to peace. Taiwan, a small island democracy, has become a flashpoint in US-China relations. Beijing views Taiwan as a breakaway province and has escalated military activity around it. The US has deepened its ties with Taiwan, pledging to defend it against a Chinese attack. The US-Iran relationship is defined by mistrust and hostility fueled by Iran's nuclear ambitions and regional conflicts. The 2015 nuclear deal offered hope, but the US withdrawal in 2018 reignited tensions. Iran has resumed enriching uranium, and a shadow war rages on in the Middle East. Sudan has been plunged into a full-blown civil war, with rival military factions vying for control. The fighting is brutal, with civilians caught in the crossfire and millions displaced. Despite calls for a ceasefire, the conflict continues unabated. A year after the US withdrawal, Afghanistan remains in a humanitarian catastrophe. The Taliban's oppressive regime has collapsed the economy, and millions face starvation. The international community struggles to deliver aid without legitimizing the Taliban. 2 years after Myanmar's military coup, the country is mired in violence and turmoil. The junta's brutal response to protests has killed thousands, but resistance persists. International sanctions have failed to sway the junta. Ethiopia's Tigray region has a fragile peace after a 2-year conflict left thousands dead and millions displaced. Accusations of atrocities by all sides continue to surface. The humanitarian crisis in Tigray is far from over. Yemen's brutal conflict, often dubbed the Forgotten War, has pushed the country to the brink of collapse. The Saudi-led coalition and the Houthis have both been accused of war crimes. The humanitarian crisis in Yemen is dire. North Korea's recent missile tests have raised fears of a new era of nuclear brinkmanship. Pyongyang's increasingly sophisticated weapons have put the region on high alert. Diplomatic efforts to rein in North Korea's nuclear program have stalled. We've covered a lot tonight, from Ukraine to Yemen, highlighting the fragility of peace and the human cost of conflict. We can't afford to turn away from these crises. Stay informed and demand better from our leaders. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of global issues. Let us know in the comments which conflict you think deserves more attention.